Hi friend, welcome to our channel StatMaster. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, how to do analysis using Excel. If you want to more video on statistics, please like and subscribe our channel StatMaster. So first of all, we have to know how to find out the data analysis tab in Excel form. So first of all, we have to go to the file options and you have to activate the data analysis tab from the file option, and you have to go to the options. In this option menu, you have to click on the add-ins. Wait for it 2-3 seconds and it will come to a page where you can see lot of applications are involved in this page. Like you have to activate this analysis tool pack and you have to press the OK button. If it doesn't have any pack like analysis tool pack in this box, then you have to use the manage options, you have to use Excel add-ins options, and then you have to press OK button. If you have this pack here, just select the pack and press it OK. After you selecting OK button, you have to come to the data options. This is the data option. You can see there is in the right side of the corner, you can see there is a data analysis options where we can do the multiple analysis using this tab. So first of all, we are going to start from the correlations. So we have known there is a different types of correlation is there, like Pearson correlation, Spearman correlation, canonical correlation. But in this Excel form, we can only do the Pearson correlation between the numerical values. Numerical values are like variable 1, we have the numeric value, variable 2, we have the another quantity values, variable 3 also there is a different quantity values. Now we are going to do the correlations. So first of all, you have to select the data analysis options, and you can see there is a many analytical tools are available. From there you have to select the correlations. After you selecting the correlation, you have to press on the OK button, and they are asking for the input range. So data you have to select from the input range. So you have to give the range from the 12 to I have to give this 27. The 3 variables range I have put it here. So that is the range. And after that, you have to find out the output in the different modes, like the same Excel you can find out the output mode, or different worksheet also you can find out the output, or different workbook, different Excel book also you can find out the output. Now I am selecting range here and I'm clicking here, then I pressed any cell to get the result. So I have selected here, then I press OK button. After pressing the OK button, you can see there is a small tabular form is created. Now you have to understand that how the correlation should be there. So first of all, column 1 is just highlighted here as a variable 1, column 2 highlighted as a variable 2, and the column 3 it's a variable 3. Now, so column 1 and the column 1, that means variable 1 and variable 1, there is a highly correlation because both the variables are same, both the data are same. Now column 2 and the column 1, you can see there is a correlation R value is 0.674. So that means it is a moderately correlated. It is a near to the 1, that means it is a highly correlated, that is as per the range. If it is a 0.64 means it is a moderately correlated and it's the positive correlated. And if you are going to see the column 3 with the column 1 and column 2, you can see both are the negative correlations. It is a negative correlation. Negatively they have identified with the relation with the column 2 and column 1, that is the variable 3. So now we are coming to the discussion in the descriptive statistics. So descriptive statistics means a lot of analysis you can do, like a mean, you can find out the mean, you can find out the median, mode, standard deviation, standard error, skewness, kurtosis, the range, minimum, maximum value, and the sum of the variables. So these are the things we can analyze by this descriptive analysis. So first of all, again we have to go to the data analysis portions, and here you can see there is an option of the descriptive analysis. You have to find out here. I think I missed out. Okay, descriptive analysis is here, and now I clicked OK. So again they are asking for the input range. So I'm going to select the 3 variables together. I'm selecting the range from the A2 to C11. I'm selecting the range here. Then they are asking for the output range. So I'm selecting the output here. I'm pressing here, and then after that I'm selecting the output range. Any cell you can select. I'm selecting here, and there is an option the summary statistics. So if you click the summary statistics, so all the details should be there. All the descriptive statistic category details should be there. So I click. So then I press OK. So here you can see, by maximize the column, so you can easily identify the details for each column. Column 1, basically it is a variable 1. Column 2 is a variable 2. Column 3 is a variable 3, the different variable. So you can see the mean value of the column 1, variable 1, mean value of the column 2, mean value of the column 3. So different variables have the different values. The mode, median, and the standard deviation, standard variation, variance, kurtosis, skewness, minimum, maximum value, sum, and the count. So these are the things you can easily identify if you're going to use the descriptive analysis. So in the next portion, we are coming to the discussion in the sampling. The sampling, basically, whenever you are going to find out any kind of sample based on for any particular area, a particular populations. So if you are going to collect the samples, so the different method we can apply it, like probability sampling or non-probability sampling. Both the sampling method you can apply. But in this Excel form, we are going to use the probability sampling, and then in that probability sampling, we are going to apply the random sampling methods. In the random sampling methods, we are going to apply it here, where if you have the minimum number of sample size or sample, from that you can make it as a large number of samples. So now how to do that sampling? So first of all, I select the data analysis once again, and there is a option sampling. You can see there is a option sampling. I select the sampling option, and after that they are asking for the input range. I'm going to be giving the range for the variable 1 to variable 3. You can select also the single variable also. It's not required that always you have to select the third variable. I have created 3 variables here, that's why I have selected 3. Otherwise you can use the single variable to find out the sample size. So I select the input range, and then I select the random sampling methods. In the random sampling method, you have to give that how many samples you require. Suppose I need 30 samples. So here I have around 10 samples. So I need the 30 samples. Then again I have to choose the output range, and I click it here. I select the output range here, and I press OK. So you can see they have created the random numbers, which is around 30 numbers. You can see count is 30. So 30 sample has been created based on this sample size. I have used the random sampling method. There are many methods out there, but I have used in the Excel form a random sampling method. Now we are coming to the discussion the t-test. T-test is basically used to compare the two variables, and we are going to find out the association between the two variables. So now, I have the variable 1, I have the variable 2. So again, I have to go to the data analysis, and there is a t-test option. There are multiple t-test options are there. We are not going to use the pair t-test. We are going to use the t-test to sample assuming equivariance. It is basically used for the student t-test or independent t-test. Both the things you can utilize for this sample t-test. So I am clicking on that, and again they are asking for the range, the variable 1 range and the variable 2 range. For the variable 1 range, I'm going to select the variable 1 range, and again I'm going to select the variable 2 range. So both the range I have already selected. Now nothing has to be changed. I'm clicking on the output range. Selecting here, somewhere in Excel sheet, that output range, and then press OK. So again we have found out some result. Let's see what is the result. You can see there is we have to notice this p value. If you are going to look the t value, then again you have to look it for the table form of the t. From there you have to identify. So better you have to look at the p value. That is the p value. I'm just going to highlight this. So this is the value, where the value is 0.0077. So that means it is less than 0.05. So if it is less than 0.05, that means there is a significant difference between the two variables. That means we reject the null hypothesis and we accept the alternative hypothesis. That is the conclusion of this p-value. Now we are going to discussion of the ANOVA. So ANOVA we can classify it if you have the variables more than two, multiple variables, then you can apply the ANOVA test. So there are many methods to apply the ANOVA test, like one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, and the multivariate ANOVA is there. So here we are going to implement the one-way ANOVA and two-way ANOVA. So how to find out the one-way ANOVA first of all? So first of all, again I have selected the more than two variables. If you are going to do the ANOVA, so you have to select the more than two variables. So you can see the variable 1, variable 2, and the variable 3. Now again I'm going to the data options and clicking on the data analysis, and we are going in the top, the data ANOVA single factor I'm going to select. If you're going to one-way ANOVA, this is a one-way ANOVA, I'm selecting the single factor and then press OK. After this they are asking for the input range. So input range, what will be my input range? I'm selecting the input range from here to there. That is okay. Then again nothing has to be selected, then you have to click on the output range, click it here and selected output range and press OK. You can see the single factor ANOVA, the p-value is here 1.675. E means it is 10 to the power minus 6. So if you are clicking on these values, you can see in the bar, address formula bar, the whole value is present here. It is 0.0000165, which is again it is a less than 0.05 value. So if it is a less than 0.05, that means again, so there is a significant differences between these three variables. These three variables, there is a significant differences. So we reject the null hypothesis and we accept the alternative hypothesis. That is the conclusion of this ANOVA test. This is the F value. From the F value we can easily find out from the ANOVA table. The F table is there. From that you can easily calculate the p value. So now there is the ANOVA, one-way ANOVA, and if you are doing the two-way ANOVA, how to do the two-way ANOVA? So if you are doing the two-way ANOVA, one more group factor should be involved. So factor 1 and the factor 2. The factor 1 will be the variable, three variables will be there. Variable 1, variable 2, variable 3. In that variable categories, we can grouping in the two different groups. Like we have created a group A for the first 5 variables and the group B for another 5 variables. So another 5 data. So this is the I have created groups for these 3 variables categories. Now again we have to go to the data analysis for the 2A ANOVA. So for the 2A ANOVA we have to select 2-factor with the replications. So 2-factor with the replications, then I press OK. They're asking for the input range. In this category of the input range, you have to select from the groups to the number whole table you have to select. Whatever tables you have created, you have to select from the whole table. Then I have selected here. Then they are asking for rows per sample. So has each sample, suppose A sample and the B sample, how many rows are there? So here for the A sample I have only 5 rows. For B I have also 5 rows. So that means rows per sample is 5. And the alpha value I have standard alpha value I have selected 0.05. And then select the output range and click it here. And again I select any cell and then press OK. So you can see there is a two-way ANOVA value. So two-way ANOVA value, always we are going to highlight the interaction points. So interaction between the two options. So here we have to find out the p value. So you can see the p value, it is 0.7537. That means it is a greater than the 0.05. So if it is a greater than the 0.05, that means there is a no statistical significant differences. There is a no statistical significant differences in between these 3 groups, and so we can say that we accept the null hypothesis and we reject the alternative hypothesis. So these are the basic statistical analysis we have done using these analytical tools. There is one more thing I am going to show you in this video. which is the graph, how to create any graphical representations for any analysis. So first of all, the simple one example I'm going to highlight it here. So variable is there, 3 variables. Suppose we are going to use any kind of graphical methods, you have to go to the insert options, and where you can find out the different charts like bar chart. This is called bar chart, this is called line chart, this is called scatter plot, this is called pie chart. All the charts would be here. Suppose we are going to do the bar chart, so first of all you have to select the variables and you have to click in on the bar. So where you can prepare the bar chart based on the 2D base, 2D column, 3D if you are going to make it in 3D form, so you can also utilize the 3D form. So if I click it in 3D form, you can see I have created the 10 different columns, and which is categorized by these 3 variables. So where you can use the different designs are there, you can change the design, and this is the design form where whatever design you require you can change it as per your requirements. So this is the way you can utilize the Excel as analytical tools, and I think hopefully you like the video. If you need more video based on the statistical analysis, please like our channel and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.